G'day mates, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I have some incredibly exciting news. We got everything we were asking for in the most recent update in regards to performance mode. You now have adjustable performance mode, so everyone is happy. So what that means is you can now go to mobile builds if you preferred mobile builds, or you can go back to the old performance mode, which is like the bubble wrap builds, if you prefer that too. So in today's video, I'm going to be detailing exactly how you change it, which one might be best for you, and what the main differences are. There's also been some other additions as well. You can now select game mode if you're on performance mode, which is super helpful if you get like a party bug, but also you can now change your textures. So I'm going to have a look at that as well. That's not the only thing. We did have Flint Knock added to the game, and I was testing out whether it actually made it into competitive, and it looks like it hasn't, but I want to talk about that later in the video as well. Just before we jump into today's video, I read the comments on my last YouTube video. You guys were all asking what happened to the timestamps. Me and my editor have still been doing them. They're in the description. Just for some reason, YouTube's not linking them to the time bar like they normally do. So if you need the timestamps, if you want to go to a specific part of the video, they'll be in the description. Don't worry, I'm always going to do those. Before I show you the main differences between the two, I just want to quickly show you how you can change it yourself, because maybe that's why you're here, in case you weren't figuring it out. So all you have to do is go to settings, make sure you scroll down, make sure you're on performance mode. If you're not on performance mode, all you can do is arrow across until you go to it. As you can see, it tells you to restart. So go across, make sure you restart your game. Once you jump back in, this is the part you're looking for. It's called meshes. Now, this will only be able to be changed if you're in the lobby. If I was in creative right now, I would not be allowed to change that. So all you do, go to settings, make sure you're on performance mode, and then you change meshes to high if you want the old performance mode, the like bubble wrap builds, or you go to low if you want the mobile builds. It's literally that simple. I've made quite a few videos on performance mode now, and I always get asked the same question. Aussie, you have a nice expensive PC. Why do you run performance mode? It's because it makes the game just feel so much better. It makes the input delay feel so much better. There's almost no input delay, and the game just feels smoother and more responsive when I play on performance mode. Now, once the new performance mode came out with the mobile builds, as soon as I played on it, I realized the game felt even smoother. It felt amazing. It was so fast and responsive, but the builds look terrible, and that's just my opinion. Some people like the look of mobile builds. That's on you. If you like the look of mobile builds, that's fine. I'm not here to argue which one looks better, just personal preference. You're allowed to like the game to look how you like. But the main thing was, on the mobile builds, there was two main things that I didn't like. Firstly, I couldn't see through my walls properly. If I put down a wood wall and there was an opponent on the other side, I just couldn't see them. I feel like in wood and brick especially, they're just completely not, you can't see anything. It's almost like you're in metal when you're on normal builds. And when I'm build fighting someone and I'm resetting my edits and I'm trying to track someone, I found that really difficult. And also the second thing when I was on the mobile builds was I never knew which walls were mine. I feel like they didn't light up as much. They didn't go red. They didn't look like I could edit them. Again, maybe that's just a me problem, but I just found that opponents were taking my walls, or I was trying to place a wall and an opponent took it and I didn't realize, and that was causing me a lot of issues. Where on the bubble wrap, the old performance mode, I absolutely love the way it looks. I actually think it looks as good, if not better, than DX12 or DX11, and I still get that low input delay. Now, I'm actually looking to try and buy a monitor that can let me track the exact input delay. Right now with my 3080 graphics card and my mouse, I'm able to do that, but without the monitor, I can't exactly check input delay. So I don't have 100% answers on which one is faster and by how much. As far as frames go, again, because I'm on a solid PC, my frames are pretty much fine on both of them, just in creative and in game. I didn't notice any significant frame drops between the two. I played a game on both of them. They basically felt the same frame wise, but the main difference will be if you try it on a lower end PC, I guarantee the mobile build version is probably going to be better for you, whereas the bubble wrap one still might be, you know, it's going to be better than DX12, but it probably won't be as good. The other thing that you can now do, like I talked about, is adjusting the textures. Now, this is going to mostly just be to kind of, you know, detail the game and make it look better. It's obviously going to make you lose more frames the higher you go in textures. I tried textures epic versus low on the performance mode with the with meshes on high, so it looked like bubble wrap builds. I didn't really notice much difference. The game didn't look that much better on epic, so I'm obviously going to be running it on low. One very exciting thing I have to let you know in case you are confused as well, the way the old performance mode worked, before they added this new performance mode where it stuck everyone on mobile builds, there were some players getting mobile builds and some players getting the bubble wrap builds. And a lot of the players that wanted the bubble wrap builds couldn't get them because of their PC. What was happening was Fortnite was detecting this, the PC specs you have or the parts in your PC, and it was pretty much narrowed down to if you had 8 gigabytes of RAM or less, it would put you on the mobile build. If you had 16 gigabytes or more, or even other variations, it's anything over 8, you would get the bubble wrap build. Well, now, luckily for you, again, this update was so perfect, you get to pick. If you're on 8 gigs of RAM and you put meshes on high, you're gonna get the bubble wrap build. Or if you're on a really high-end PC, but you love the mobile builds, put it on low and you're gonna get mobile builds. There's no auto detection anymore. Fortnite's given you the ability to make the game look the way you want, which is what we've been asking for such a long time. I've had a lot of you guys saying that you can't switch your performance mode on or off after using one of my previous videos where I told you how to go in and change the game files. Also, if you've been using stretch res or you've been doing anything else in the game files, the issue you're going to run into is that since you have your game files ticked as read only, that's why it's not changing. Go back into your game files by going into the search bar, typing in %app local data %, then go into your Fortnite user settings, same as you did before, go in and then right click properties, change it the tick only off, make it read only off, don't have it ticked. Then when you reload in alpha and performance mode, it'll work. I'm going to be testing these different performance modes out over the next few days on stream, just playing arena and stuff. So I'm going to see how it looks and how it feels. I might do an update video really quickly in the future to give you a better idea. But like I said, jump on, try out which one works best for you. Each setup is going to have different responsiveness to different types. And obviously it's personal preference. Make the game look the way you want. This makes me hope that Epic is moving this onto like a new system where maybe we get FOV Slider, maybe we get custom crosshairs. This is the first time in a while I feel like Epic's really listened to the community when it comes to adjusting the game and letting us make it look how we want it to look. The next thing I have to talk about is no, unfortunately, this is not on console. I wish it was. I feel for you guys, my console viewers out there. I mean, you guys need to even just get shadows off, let alone performance mode. I don't really know what it is at this point. How you guys still have shadows on is beyond me. It has to be some kind of deal with Sony or Microsoft or like with PlayStation and Xbox, because I can't see a single reason why PC is now getting even more customization while consoles still stuck with shadows on, let alone being able to then have performance mode, let alone to then be able to have an adjustable performance mode. So I'm all with you guys there. I really hope to see some kind of update come to console to give you guys that adjustability. All right, that's enough about performance mode. Let's talk about the other big update in tonight's update, which was the addition of the Flint Knock to the game. Now, is it in competitive? No. I tweeted out asking, I've gone into arena custom solos to try and run around and find one. I've gone to 6 different POIs. I've looted everything. I cannot find one, and no one else on my Twitter has found one. So it's fair to say it is not in competitive. But the question is, will it come into competitive? If you guys don't know, it was seasons ago. I can't remember exactly what blog post it was. I went to look for it. I couldn't find it, but I 100% know that this does exist. Fortnite made a statement or a rule that they said that things that are added into the game will not be added into competitive for at least 14 days as like a trial period to see if it suits the game and to see if it would fit in competitive. So it looks like at least we're going to be waiting that 2 weeks, or potentially we don't get it added to the game at all. If you think of last season when Stark was added into the game, obviously the mythics went into pubs, but they didn't go into competitive. Everyone was like, are they going to go in 2 weeks? And they never got added. So there is a chance the Flint Knock won't make it into competitive at all, but if it does, it'll be at least 2 weeks. And now as far as my opinion on it, the Flint Knock is literally my favorite gun in the game. I love this gun. I think it's super fun. I think it's super unique, but it is not balanced for competitive for one main reason. It could be adjusted, it could be fixed. The hitbox is massive. If you used it back in the day, or if you use it in pubs now, you shoot anywhere in a radius around their head and you're hitting them for 180. It's 180 headshot, and you literally like can't miss the headshot if you have decent aim. So if it gets added to competitive, I'd love to see either the damage nerfed or the hitbox nerfed, because I would not be running shotguns. I would run that gun every single time over almost any shotgun because of how insane it was. So other than that, I mean, the knockback effect, people are saying it would be really broken for high ground. I don't know. I don't think the knockback effect is too insane. I mean, it just does what bouncers do. I think it would actually be a little bit fun and add another element to your fights, and especially especially in arena, would be a lot of fun, but that damage needs to be fixed. I remember dropping down, I would get like an AR, they'd get a Flint Knock, they'd aim at me, and it's like impossible to miss 100 at that point. That looks like it as far as the update goes. I mean, there were some new skins, some gun wraps, a lot of stuff was leaked, but none of it really affected gameplay, and none of it definitely affected competitive, so that's pretty much it. Performance mode adjustability is amazing. If the Flint Knock comes into competitive, I really hope it's adjusted. I just don't think it will be, because Epic's been doing such a good job and making such a big focus on not having big changes during FNCS or right before major tournaments. I can't see them mid FNCS adding an entirely new gun that, even if it is adjusted, will still change so much. Alright guys, that does it for another video. Nice and short one. Just wanted to keep you guys up to date on what came out in the update. It's actually a decent time for me. I'm filming this at like 11 o'clock at night, so it'll be up in a few hours for you guys when you wake up, before you jump on, or if you're at school, in case you didn't get to try out all the new stuff. If you guys like these kind of videos, please chuck a like on it. Let me know in the comment section down below, and if you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It would mean the world to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.